Hello and welcome back. Susan Zummo here, intuitive and originator of soul patterning harmonics. I'm going to apologize right up front. My voice is a little hoarse. I've been doing a lot of teaching and it's taken a toll on my voice. So, if you will, forgive me for not being as clear as I would like to be. I also want to thank everybody who attended last week's Awakening the Light Body through Soul Connection Phase 2. We had a wonderful group of people. We had profound experiences, and everyone was impacted and changed. I will be repeating the series at some point in the future, and I'll keep you posted about that. So if you want to get on mailing, just go ahead and let me know, and I'll be happy to add you. This week, I want to ask you a question. Are you feeling restless? I'm feeling restless. And if you feel like I do, then you know that that is not necessarily a comfortable feeling. It is uncomfortable for me to feel restless. And I've been going back and forth between impatient and restless. And they might not be that different. They might be the same, but they feel differently to me. Impatience to me has a feeling of anger that goes with it. Restlessness is something that I feel in my body when I know that change is imminent, that it's on the horizon. As an intuitive, I can see, feel, and know ahead. And I know you can too. And when we are sensing and feeling what's ahead, we're feeling it in the now. And we feel it as something that's real. And so when we are done looking ahead, here we are in the now, and we must now wait for that to happen. Wait for it to meet us on our own timeline path. Restlessness occurs when I am on the verge of meeting that change. I always feel restless when I can sense great change about to happen. Now, sometimes that change is felt because it's an internal shift. Sometimes it's an external shift. Sometimes it's both. Whatever you are feeling with respect to change in your life or change ahead in the world, if you are feeling impatient, check and see if there isn't an anger about that. Because I know for me, sometimes that can happen. I can get angry at the world for not being where I want it to be, for not catching up to where I want it to catch up to. But restlessness is something that I feel when I get a little twitchy because I know that there are things ahead. I know that something is about to change, and I want to grab it and embrace it. I want to see it happen, right? I want to be a part of that. And so I asked, because I'm feeling restless, well, what can I do between now and that time when that grand shift happens within me or in my outer life? And I was told, of course, to remember divine timing, to relax into my knowing that what is there is really there and is going to happen. I was told to take that restless energy and use it to examine what within me might need to be expanded, to expand my expectations, to enlarge what I know is possible, right? To shift my beliefs about how things have to happen and what things have to look like. I have an idea of what will be. And then my mental mind steps in and says, well, we're going to figure out the logical path from there to here. And we expect everything to follow that path. And when it doesn't, I can get impatient. I don't want to be impatient. I would prefer to be restless so that I've got a positive, active energy that I can do something with that will be productive. And so I'm going to keep looking within, keep expanding my ideas about what can happen, and releasing rigid ideas about what can't happen and how things have to be, right? Sometimes we get fixed. People will ask me for timing, and I will give timing, and then I will say timing is very accordion like. It can expand and contract depending upon our beliefs, our actions, and our feelings about it. If we feel that things have to be in a very measured and in a very one foot in front of the other and at a very slow pace, then that's what's going to happen. If we believe that time is flexible, things can speed up, things can, get the ball rolling and move faster, then it will. But if we are fixed on, say, a number, 3 months, right? 6 months, 1 year. If we fixate on a number, then we bring it into reality and make it concrete. We don't allow ourselves the ability to shift and to change one way or the other. We can say, 3 months it'll happen. And well, what happens if it's ready to happen in a month? Well, it can't because we're fixed on 3 months. What happens if we get to 3 months and there's another 3 to 6 months that need to take place in order for everyone to receive everything that's needed in a harmless way? Well, then we're going to get mad because it's taking longer than it should. Flexibility is the key. And flexibility on both sides of a fixed point in time is really important. There is no fixed point in time. There really isn't, not when it comes on a personal level. And I would dare say probably on a much larger scope, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Right now, I want to focus on you and what you might be feeling, and that is restlessness. Restlessness means that we have extra energy within us that needs to be used in a positive way. And that may be creating preparations. That may be clearing, cleaning. It may be removing old things and preparing for new things to come in. It may be creating space within and outside of us. It may be changing our imaginations and the things that we are desiring and examining them to see if they're really what we want. It may mean just codifying some happiness within us or some joy in activities or something that we might be seeing or experiencing that we can take within us and carry with us. I was reminded that when I go within and connect with my soul, all is well. And that's not just words. All is well. It is an energy that I can surround myself with that will give me all of the comfort and all of the peace that I may ever need at any given moment. I have my team, both physical and non-physical, there to support me, to remind me and to love me and accept me unconditionally. And that allows everything within me to settle, including that restlessness. And so I think it's very important for us to take a look at that today, especially at this time where we know that on a larger scale, there's lots of change occurring. Just because we don't see it does not mean that pieces are not being moved around in the background. When we get ready to move from one home to another, we don't see or experience the individuals living in the place that we're going to and all of what they're doing. We don't see them changing jobs. We don't see them packing, right? We don't see them clearing and cleaning. We don't see them working through their finances. We don't see them making arrangements. We don't see any of that. And yet it all has to happen before that place can open up for us to step into. That applies to everything in life, whether it is a new job that you're looking for, a new home that you're looking for, or even a new relationship that you're looking for. In order for that new relationship to come into your life, an old relationship must dissolve. Space must be created for us, and it must be created for everyone around us who is going to be affected by the change that we are wanting to see. Think about that on a grand scale. Think about that in the world, in your country, in your community, even in your family. Change that is harmless is not always quick. It can be, and we must allow for the opportunity for it to be quick. But it can also take a little bit longer when there are others involved. And even if we are changing internally, there are others involved because our energy shift will impact others. Now, it doesn't mean it will hold you back from making your changes and from you shifting into a greater or higher frequency, but it is something to remember. Everything that we do, everything that we experience and feel does have an impact on others. And it's something to think about when we're feeling restless. So if we step back and take the soul's perspective, we can see all of the different pieces that must be moving around. And we can know that they can move in the best way possible for everybody, whether that is slower or faster than what the mental mind thinks. And I know mental minds that think all those things. And that's going to be a challenge for us if we fight against it, if we insist on being rigid, and if we insist on putting things into concrete that don't have to be. Life can be much easier than it is if we will allow it. And that's the lesson for today when we are feeling restless. I think restless is a great energy. I think restless is something that we can embrace and use rather than fight against. I don't see anything wrong with that. We must embrace every emotion, use it to our best effort. That's what they're there for, if you ask me, right? Why try to eliminate it? Work with it, transmute it, shift it. We can do all of those things. We know that change is coming, and we may be very restless as we're sensing it because it's not here and we're not seeing it made manifest at this moment. But we must trust and we must know that it is happening. When I go in and connect with my soul, I know that all is well. And those aren't just words. All is well within me. I am in divine timing, and I am in the presence of my divine soul. And that's all I really need to bring everything into perspective and to release any irritation or impatience that I may be feeling. And then I can use that extra energy that is pouring in on us, that I am sensing, right? Because remember, change is all around us too. All of those frequencies coming in, I can put those to use. And if putting them to use means resting, because that's what you need, then I say do it. And know that everything will happen when it's supposed to happen. When you are urged within to move, move. When you are urged within to rest, rest. Simple formula, but not so easy for us to execute all the time. So if you are feeling restless like I am, I hope today's message helped you. Let me know if you're experiencing the same thing, and let me know what you're doing with your restlessness. I am very curious to hear about that. So until next week, when we really get into June and those energies of June coming in, I wish you many blessings.